We began to work on the design of a microchip that, when it was completed, was 0.75 millimeters in diameter, 7 millimeters long. It was the size of 1/4 of a grain of rice. Again, I want to say that I was not a Christian and there were no Christians there. They said they wanted this to have a power source and be able to emit a signal. And they told us they wanted us to use lithium as a battery source. I designed into this microchip a little charging circuit that would charge that battery. This sounds like a lot of technical things coming together, but if you'll bear with me 1 minute, you'll see what God has laid out about this microchip. We needed to be able to charge that battery. I needed a temperature change, a change in temperature, to cause current to flow through that little charging circuit that would charge the battery. It was determined that there were 2 places in the body that were ideal for the microchip. One was just below the hairline on the forehead. The other place was the hand, the right hand preferred, because most people are right-handed. And he caused us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. I didn't like what I saw. I went back and looked up the word mark.
German banking economist Richard Werner was selected as a global leader for tomorrow by the World Economic Forum in Davos in 2003. Here, he tells us an insider's view of what to soon expect, and says the only way to survive the Great Reset is for us to immediately begin setting up our own banking system.
In each domicile, they should be locally set up and authorized by the local regulators, and it's a profitable investment. Banking is profitable. Yeah. So the investors would get a return while the local community would get a return, and it's a way of delaying, perhaps even preventing the introduction of CBDCs. They have literally delayed their agenda because I think it's so important to them. They've been very careful about the timing, and let's wait a little longer, let's wait a little longer, let's have this crisis first, let's have COVID first, soften them up. But they've delayed because the technology was already ready around 2015 to roll out. And what people don't mention is, what do these CBDCs actually look like? At the moment, there's a bit of talk about this being phone-based apps. And yes, that is the initial phase. But what was already ready around 2015 is the ultimate goal, what they really want. Apparently, I was told by a central banker, is, CBDCs looks like a small grain of rice that they want to put under your skin, which is, in my view, a violation of human dignity. And they realize there is a hurdle. So to get people to accept this, there will be, why suddenly are all the billionaires saying, let's have universal basic income? Because the story is going to be, now we've created this vast unemployment and disruption and crises. Well, we need universal basic income. You will get 2,000 euros into your account every month. But of course, to run this efficiently, we need to use the latest technology. So, you need the CBDC chip implant. But how many people will say, okay, fine, £2,000, 2,000 euros,
A surprising proportion, shockingly, obviously, to me or yourself, but we've seen years ago in Sweden, there has been a substantial small minority take-up of what's currently much larger. It's kind of like a little cylinder in stainless steel, I guess. Maybe it's titanium or something. And they're doing it because they just want to. They want to be early adopters of this nonsense. So if anyone's listening and that sounds fanciful or conspiracy theorish, the fact is, in Sweden, they are taking it up and in other places, and that's not coming out of nowhere.
The Bank for International Settlements recently published a report called Blueprint for the Future Monetary System, Improving the Old, Enabling the New. This report proposes that a central bank digital currency will serve as the new reserve currency, and calls for the digital confiscation of all physical property by assigning every real-world item its own unique digital token, which will contain rules on how each item can and cannot be used. so that each person can be controlled and conditioned directly by the central bank. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
Have, like the Bank of England, already prepared their microchip implant, RFID chip, to be implanted under your skin. And why is there sudden discussion about universal basic income from all the grassroots and inverted commas movements and billionaires? Oh, universal basic income is the bribe for you to accept the microchip.
The Federal Reserve is considering a digital dollar. The implications for privacy and freedom are frightening. But central bank digital money is ominous. The downside of governments being able to track digitally every single product or service you buy and sell is chilling.
The third way we think CBDC can improve financial inclusion is through what we call programmability.
Have, like
This is Richard Werner, the top academic scholar in the world on central banking. He wrote the book and did the documentary, The Princes of the Yen, about the Japanese central bank. Here he is in Malmo, Sweden, in May.
The nature of this CBDC, what is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that.
Right.
But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it. He was invited to one of the old central banks in Europe that are very much promoting this, and they showed him. And he's a top executive director of another central bank in Europe, and there's no reason to believe that he was telling me a story. And it was around this large and would be implanted under your skin.
A British company has an idea that would let you ditch your wallet or purse and still be able to pay for things. The company, Walletmore, says the $300 chip is the size of a grain of rice. You'd most likely have it implanted in your hand, and once it's activated, you can use it at a checkout by just swiping your hand over the card reader.
FTX blew up in spectacular fashion. It looks like fraud. But in the wake of that, rather than thinking through, why did regulators let this happen, there's a new effort underway to regulate every single financial transaction that occurs in this country through something called the Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC. If that happens, we're done.
So you might have missed what happened Wednesday afternoon at the Fed, but they started their CBDC. Maybe we should start having the conversation of, gosh, this looks like the mark of the beast.
COVID it accelerates the process of digitalization and automatization. It legitimizes the deployment of mass surveillance, even in democratic countries, and it makes surveillance go under your skin.
I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Ruel. Peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing this word in the four winds of the earth. And shalom to you few sisters out there as well. It's Brother Ariyah. Yeah, so you saw the videos. I'm pretty sure brothers put some of those videos up before. A couple of them, I haven't seen, speaking of the C-hip. And that's why I entitled the video, it's abundantly obvious now, okay? Because those videos I got from Twitter, which shows you that a lot of people know, what's going on, man, okay? And a lot of these fake shepherds out here, they know what's going on too, but we all know that they're getting paid to tell, their congregation, what's not going on, or getting paid to not tell them what's going on, rather, but everyone knows what this, this CBDC is. They all know what it's going to lead to, which is ultimately the, the MOTB, the RFID microchip, right? But I'm just doing this real quick because regardless if they know or not, it really doesn't matter. If the Heavenly Father is with you, then you won't take it. And if the Heavenly Father is not with you, it's not going to matter what you know or what you don't know or what you think you know. You still going to take it, man. You know? So let's just go here to Jeremiah 17 real quick. I think I started 5. Okay, and it says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Okay, and most of these people are going to be pushed to trust in man because the Heavenly Father is going to put them in a predicament where they're only going to trust in man. They're not going to call on the Heavenly Father. You know, they're going to trust in, Esau and these elites, and they're going to trust in that chip because ultimately they're not going to be able to eat, drink, or whatever, or function in society without it. And they're going to realize and understand that and go ahead on down to the line and take that chip, man. You know? And it says, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not be inhabited, man. Okay, and that's going to be, most of these people out here, man. Only the elect is not going to be like this, which it speaks of right here. It says, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, in whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. But her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. Right? And that reminds me of Psalms, the 1st chapter. It says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So only the men of the Lord are going to be the ones that, and we all know this, only the men of the Lord, the ones that are chosen from the foundations of the earth, from the beginning, are going to be the ones that are not going to take this microchip. So it really doesn't matter what these people think they know. Most of these people that are putting up these videos that I compiled together are going to take that RFID microchip, man, because they don't have the spirit of the Lord on them, man. And ultimately they claim that, some of them claim that, the Lord is what they trust in and what they believe in, but they don't even know the Lord's name. Neither do they know, his son's name, man, which is Yahweh, which is the Father, and Yahweh Shai, which is his son, his only begotten son. And those are the names that you're going to have to call upon, for help, man. And most of these people don't know that. Let's get one more, man. Let's get Isaiah 31. Isaiah 31 and 1, it says, woe to them. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, right? And woe is death and destruction, right? And a lot of these people that's going to be taking this sea hip, okay, are going to be going down to Egypt for help, man. And it says, and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, man. Okay? They're going to be seeking after Esau's invention, because it's going to start, the Heavenly Father's going to put the spirit on, a large amount of these people to think that what Esau is saying makes sense. And they're going to think that Esau, what he's bringing out, which is that sea hip, is the only solution, man. Okay? So most of these people are going to be destroyed because of it. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. And it says, now the Egyptians are men and not the Heavenly Father, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together, man. Okay? So, like I said, it doesn't matter what people claim to know out here. You know, that great awakening definitely is happening, and people are seeing what Esau is doing in the dark. You know, the things that he's trying to accomplish are definitely coming to the light. But if you are not, if you don't have that hedge of protection, you know, which is the Heavenly Father and Yahweh Shai, then it really doesn't matter what you know or what you think you know or what you claim to know. If you don't have protection from the Heavenly Father and Yahweh Shai, your ass is going to get burnt up, man. Okay, you're gonna take that C-hip and you're going to get burnt up, man. You know? So I just wanted to bring this out real quick. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to say shalom to the next one.